Hey everyone, welcome to Atlas Gaming. I release content every day, and today we are playing Subnautica. This is a continuation of our playthrough, and this video is edited because the resource collecting and building parts of this game take a lot of time. Just to give you an idea, this would have been 10 videos if I split it up. In the last one, we were exploring some caves, found a lot of resources, and made a grappling hook for the prawn suit. It's been awesome so far using the prawn suit, and the grappling hook has made it even better. I actually think that this thing can Tarzan us into speeds that are faster than the sea moth. Not quite plaid, but close. The prawn suit was one giant leap for this playthrough and it has not disappointed. The scanner room, on the other hand, has led to one disappointment after another because the max scan range is incredibly underwhelming and it includes scan results for places we've already been to. I would rub its nose in the scan results to let it know how bad it is if I could. It seemed like the prawn suit set the bar too high and one scanner room could not rise to the occasion. It was time to upgrade the secondary base with a scanner because, apparently, we needed quantity over quality in order to really increase the scan range. First things first, we need cabinets to store all the additional resources because I got the sickness, pa! The hoarding disease. When we built this base, I ended up being pretty indulgent with collecting a ton of stuff because I didn't want to be slowed down once we started building. We still have most of that stuff, but we do need titanium. Time to go get it. But first, prevent starvation. Well, we learned from last time that you can almost never have enough titanium. It's not like I plan on spending my retirement at the base, so it doesn't need to be a forever home. We don't need a mansion. This game's base building just uses more titanium than the International Space Station. This will be a good start, but I know we're going to run out. I can feel it. The scanner room had more disappointment in store for us because it suddenly wouldn't scan for salvage. Was it winded? Did it get tired from shoveling loads of disappointing scan results? As much as I hate to admit it though, we need it to do its thing so we could find just a few more resources. Wait, what is the actual scan range on this thing? These cameras were still out in the open water from when the stalkers stole them. Let's bring them back home, then look at the scan range. Oh dear God. Landing the camera in its port on the side of the scanner room broke the base. Why? Okay, let's have a look at this topography. Beacons show up on this scanner map as the little blue dots, including beacons not placed by the player. We have a beacon at the other base, which is near the end of this ridgeline. Right about here. It is 448 meters away and doesn't show up on scans. Let's play Sherlock Holmes for a second and deduce that 448 meters is out of range. In the last video of this playthrough, we got our money's worth out of the prawn suit's drill arm and collected enough copper to wire a house. I'd like to have 4 batteries on a charger at all times in case we need to swap the ones out of our exploration tools, and this one has been lonely for a long time. Let's build some of those before we get going because I like chasing squirrels. I mean, exploring. While we're at it, what else can we make? A repulsion cannon? That sounds cool. What do we need to make one of those? No, not again. We're base building. Just say no to squirrels, kids. Okay, multi-purpose room blueprint. What does it need? Okay, we'll just grab some of that. All right. Scanner room. Get those things. Hatch. Check. Bioreactor. Check. Ladder. Check. Load up the prawn suit like a mule during a gold rush. One more thing. We'll need some platforms for those planter boxes. Check. Survival mechanics before we head out. Let's go!
He's in the wrong vehicle. Why did he get the sea moth?
While I was looking at blueprints and deciding what to build, I was also thinking about where to build. Location, 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 right? It didn't seem grandiose enough to just expand the old base, so we're going to use the sea moth to survey for a new base site. This is our old home base. That is actually second base, and maybe one day we'll have a third base and first base so we can make a home run. Oh, sorry, bad joke. On the way to the first survey destination, I found this new wreckage. If only the scanner room's range was just a little bit bigger, it would have picked this up. It's okay. I've begun to just expect to be disappointed by that thing. While surveying, we got this cool bit of story from the computer lady.
Erosion patterns on the land masses suspended here suggest they once floated on the surface.
It reminds me of the dry land from the dry land video of this playthrough, where it's just a bunch of huge floaters keeping that thing up. This spot looks interesting. It's at a decent depth, and there is a lot of thermal activity, which reminds me that we do have access to the thermal power plant blueprint. A lot of the time spent surveying in this game is just sitting and waiting to spot monsters. There are a lot of mineral nodes around. And sharks. Lots of sharks. Wow. Then I realized that we were in a giant hole. No thanks. Time to leave. This general area seems good because it's deeper than the other bases and we haven't explored much here. Maybe the new scanner room will be able to muster the strength to show us the way to new Rexen data boxes in this area. We'll play the survey game here and wait and watch. How cool would it be to have a base on a floating rock? This one looks good. More waiting and watching. Well, that was quick. A Leviathan doesn't rule out the floating rock idea, just this rock and anything even close to it. We don't want to be near this guy either. This one looks good enough. Record the depth, bearing, and range, so we can come back to this place, because I don't have any beacons, of course. Back to base. Survival mechanics. It's time to test and quantify the scanner room's range before we build a base on a floating rock, because that rock is far up off the seafloor, and I'm pretty sure that the scanner room's scan is spherical. That's a lot of S's. This means that a lot of the range will be eaten up by the distance from the rock to the seafloor. Let's set the scan to whatever, make some beacons, and head out to the furthest scan result. This is what I was talking about, how the scanner room doesn't discriminate between new places and the ones we've been to. Oh well, on with the test. My plan is simple. Place a beacon near the end of the scan's range and look at how many meters it is. Did I say simple? I meant stupid simple. What the heck was that? Not cool, bro! At this point, I realized that I could have just swum a camera out here and done the test that way, but I wanted to check out the sweet data box.
The present perfect of swim is swum.
Back to base. The test results are in. The max scan range with 4 range upgrades looks to be about 440 meters. Are you kidding me? Either I'm doing this wrong, or the other base was 10 meters out of range. Scanner room, you're killing me! Without verifying, I judge the distance from the floating rocks to the seafloor to be at least 150 meters. Assuming that the scan pattern is spherical, this leaves a very small scan area. I'm tired of setting myself up for disappointment, so I think we'll pass on the floating rock base for now. I'm glad that we tested the scan range, tell you what, because it gave us a concrete criterion to add to the list when surveying new base sites in the next video. Because that's it for this one. This game is Subnautica, and thanks for watching Atlas Gaming. I do appreciate it. I release content every day. See you in the next one, where we wrap it up with the new base and the scanner room redeems itself. Possibly.